everybody. James Swank with JUNK180, 707-536-0740. Check us out online at junk180.com. You may notice that this is the first video I've made with my black polo. So I have these black polos to wear when I need to be a little more professional. Business meetings, networking events. In this case, we're on our way to go have a meeting with a potential client about not dumpster service, but they need to get the dumpsters from their enclosures in this apartment complex out to the street, and then once they're empty, return back to their enclosures. So the guy in LA, the manager in LA, sets me up with his team up here at the facility in the Bay Area. Walnut Creek is where we're going. And we're going to have a meeting about scope of work. We're going to see what we can do with them. So, you know, junk removal is a multifaceted business. There are some oddities that our profession can handle that wouldn't necessarily be, you know, we don't advertise that, you know, we'll move your dumpsters around. You know, we obviously don't advertise that. What we do market is that we offer commercial services. Obviously, you don't want to show up to a meeting like this looking like a junk man. You don't want to show up to a meeting like this after, you know, half a day or a day's worth of work, sweating, dirty. You really want to put your best face forward when you're interacting with clients competing for a contract, which is what this would be. They need a service twice a week, roll the dumpsters out from their enclosure, out to the street, and then once they're emptied from the street, back to their enclosures. Not sure how big this facility is, don't know how many dumpsters that includes. 1 or 2 dumpsters, relatively short period of time. You know, it's going to take more time to drive out there and back than actually move those dumpsters. Or it could be, you know, a 100-unit facility or more, where they have dozens of these things, and it really is going to take hours to get dumpsters out and return them. So I'm going out there with the hourly rate in mind, and once we discuss the scope of work, then, you know, I'll have a good idea right up front of what the estimate will be. We'll have a conversation. A little later, I will send them a formalized estimate. But here's a couple things. One, you know, earlier today or maybe yesterday, I was seeing on one of the junk removal forums about a guy. The name of the company and the name of the guy escapes me right now, but he was talking about how he has a potential client asking for his insurance information. Is that normal? And the specific detail was business center. So he was going to be competing for work in a business center. So commercial, it's totally normal. These companies, these big companies, don't want to have just any old Joe Schmo on their property opening them up to liability. They want to make sure that you are showing up properly insured to serve them. So, lesson number 1, be properly insured. JUNK180 is, we have a commercial auto, general liability, and the policies are large enough to, you know, so far we haven't had a problem with having our policy caps be too low. I want to say we're a $2 million policy. It might be $1 million. I'll have to double check. We've been making some insurance changes lately with our broker. So that's 1. 2, make sure you look your best. Put your best face forward. This is a business meeting. It's not you know, showing up to a residential customer's home to haul out a mattress and, you know, a bunch of old dirty boards in the back. All right. Number 3 is make sure, this is going to be part of the meeting, but make sure that you can actually deliver on what you promise, because repeat customers with contracts like this, you screw up one time and you're out. And you're not just out for the duration of the contract, you're out forever. They're not going to call you back, at least not with that current property management team. Maybe if they get turnover and they don't know who you are, maybe you get a second shot, but you know, don't let it get that far. Make sure you can deliver on your promises. If you can't deliver on your promises, one or two things: find a way to do it, hire more people, or politely decline. And at least that way you may have an opportunity in the future to gain their business when you're sufficiently scaled. And then the fourth thing is, even though this is upfront, it's gonna, their description is moving these dumpsters. Well, we all know that people illegally dispose of items that they're not supposed to dispose of in these enclosures: mattresses, furniture, appliances. So basically overflow. So be prepared to discuss the possibility, even though they reached out for maneuvering these dumpsters and that was it, but be prepared to offer services about this overflow. It's a good opportunity to bring up what all the services that you can provide. You know, some of you guys might do power washing or something like that, and maybe say you spray out these enclosures. Sometimes they get pretty stinky, right? Especially in the summer. They might enjoy once a month or something like that having these enclosures sprayed out just to clean them up. Now, for us, we don't offer pressure washing, for example. But if they asked about it, guess what? I do have a pressure washer, and find a way to do it. All right, so I'm not sure exactly how this meeting is going to go. If we're going to actually walk out the facility to find the location of all these dumpsters. I'm not even sure if this is the actual facility where we're going to. It may just be an office at the corporate building. Not sure. I'm going to find out. And that's probably the last lesson, at least for now, is don't be afraid to take these meetings. Even if this goes south, it's a learning experience that will prepare me better for the next meeting I have. Hopefully, obviously, it does go well. But I'm almost there. I turn the camera off. If nothing else, I'll end with some closing thoughts after the meeting. All right. We are here. Let's go see what they got to say. All right, so meeting is done. The building it's not a high rise, but they built up, and the parking garage is where they have their trash room. The trash room is under lock and key. It looks like people actually just dump their trash in a chute, and the chute goes down to the bins. There's a compactor for one bin for recycling, one bin for household garbage, and basically the meeting went very well. We just walked it out. There's two dumpsters, one for recycle, one for landfill, and as of this point they need service once a week, and they will. It's a new building, so it's not fully rented out yet, so they anticipate that going to 2 times a week once they have the tenants to warrant the additional service. That's it. He seemed pretty excited at the service and wants me to send over a formalized estimate, which I will just as soon as I get back to the office. So that's great. And here's a bonus. They're builders. It's a construction company. Which means, well, when I told them that we were actually a junk removal company, his eyes actually lit up. I'm pretty sure that this contact is gonna end up being big for us. Not only can we service their day-to-day operations, just moving these dumpsters around, but we'll also be able to potentially pick up junk removal jobs for that company. great contact. Very grateful that came across today. Good meeting. So that's probably about it for this particular video. I do have more stuff to do today. I got the realtor service. It's always last minute emergency. Make another video on that. So for now, this is James Swank with JUNK180, 707-536-0740. Check us out online at junk180.com. All right, everybody, stay safe. See you next time. Be professional. Being professional gets you work, gets you the work you want to have. Later.